It's very important for us to be thankful, and so without further ado, I'm very thankful, and I show gratitude, Hakarat Hatov, for Rabbi Cohen to come speak with us today. So please give your attention to Rabbi Cohen.
Thank you for that warm, friendly introduction. I want to start by thanking, first of all, the principals for inviting me, and the student council, and really everyone in this yeshiva for coming here to listen. The inyan of Hakarat Hatov, being grateful. That beautiful video really said it all. I don't think I even have to speak anymore. A Jew is called a Yehudi. A Yehudi comes from the word hoda'ah. Hoda'ah means to be thankful, which in essence means that we are actually called, our essence is actually called being thankful, being grateful. The Arabs know it too. Anyone who's been in Israel knows what they call a Jew. Yahud, right? That's one of the things they call us. In the Megillah, we know Mordechai Yehudi. That is what our essence is. Our essence is to be thankful. Now I was bothered by a question. How is it, and I'm speaking to myself just as much as I'm speaking to everyone here, how is it that today we have so much good in our lives, so many blessings in our lives, and yet we don't feel that? Our parents, I think about what my parents do for me, how they're constantly giving and constantly always there for us, whether we're sick, whether we're healthy, paying for our education, working extra hours to give us a better life. Our teachers don't only prepare the lesson, they put their heart and soul into it. They try to make it enjoyable for us. They try to make it easier for us to understand. How is it that we don't appreciate this? We're not bad people. We're very good people. In fact, when someone holds the door open for me, I give them a very nice thank you. So why is it that the people that do the most for us, we don't seem to realize? And I think the answer lies in the first word of that statement of Hakarat Hatov. The word Hakara. Hakara means to recognize, to realize what we have in our lives. Do we realize how much we have? We have lungs, we have hands, we have feet. We could see, we could hear. Now these things, what do you mean? I don't have to be thankful that I could see. I mean, that's the way I come. You don't, right? God couldn't make me any other way. I have to be able to see. I have to be able to hear. I have to be able to breathe properly. There can't be any other way. Well, guess what? There are people who can't see. There are people who can't hear. There are people who have lung issues. And even those people have so much to be thankful for. So why is it? Why is it that we don't appreciate this? And just to bring this point home a little bit more, just imagine for a second, all it takes is a second. Just imagine you couldn't see. Imagine you were blind, God forbid. And imagine one day they told you that they came out with a special treatment that you'll be able to see for the first time. After you come out of that surgery and you open your eyes and you're able to see, how are you going to feel? Are you going to be upset you lost in fantasy? Are you going to be upset that your team's losing? Are you going to be upset that your friend was mean to you? It's all going to be meaningless. I could see. I could hear. What could be greater? What could be greater? The problem is that most of us don't realize what we have until it's not there anymore. Until we no longer have it. The secret to being appreciative, because we're all good people, and the secret to appreciating is to realize what we have. To think about it. 1 minute a day. Just think about how much good do I have in my life? How much do I have? But I think that the greatest gift in our lives, the greatest gift of all, is something that none of us even realize that we have. And those that realize it don't appreciate even a millionth of how great and how special this gift is. I'm talking about the Holy Torah, our Torah. What do you mean? I should be thankful for the Torah? God's lucky that I even do part of it. That's like a restriction. That's something that I have to do because I gotta do what I gotta do. But to be thankful? Why would I be thankful for such a thing? Let me explain. We live in a time of unlimited, unimaginable luxuries. We have more luxuries than a worldwide dictator had 150 years ago. What a king over 100 countries couldn't even dream about, the poorest of us has at our fingertips. We have entertainment is $1 billion industry. You ever alone for a minute? Don't worry about it. You have a list of 30 things you can entertain yourself with. Food, clothing, anything, houses, cars. We have so much blessing. More than any other generation. We live in a wonderful country. Millions gave up their lives to be free. To be able to live without someone telling them what to do. We're free. We're in a free country. We have everything. So I have a question. My question is, why aren't we happy? Why don't we should be walking around dancing, we have so much. And this is not my opinion. This is a fact. If you look around today, if you look at the statistics, you ask someone, what's the most enjoyable time of your life? What ages do you think you're going to have the most fun in your life? And most people will tell you between the ages of 18 and 22, right? College years, that's really when life starts, right? That's what some people tell. Others will tell you high school. Newsweek in 2014 published a study. 30% of college students of that age reported being too depressed to function normally. Now I want you to understand what that means. Too depressed to function doesn't mean unhappy and like down, waking up being sad. That means you're totally down and out. That's not counting all the people who are just not happy. How can that be? In a time with so much good. We take a look at, you take the average American kid, and you ask him, what are your goals in life? What do you want to be? What do you aspire to be? Forget his goals. You take his wildest dreams. You ask him to make a list of his wildest dreams. Whatever you want, put on that list. You take a look at the group of people that actually reached those dreams. The celebrities out there. Take a look at their lives. Do they seem happy? Alcohol, drug addicts, suicides. If even one of them was on such a terrible thing, it would already be a big question. But it's not one. It's most. Alcohol and drugs are things you take to escape reality. Those are not things that happy people do. Those are things that people who need to get out of their world do. So again, I repeat my question. Why aren't we happy? We have everything. And I don't even have to bring anyone proofs or studies. We know it ourselves. That even though, as fun as certain things are, in the end of the day, we're left with that emptiness of why, really, what is it all about? Is this all life is about? To answer this question, we need to first give a quick introduction to how our body works. We have two parts to us. We have something called the neshama, the soul. It sounds very deep, but it's not. And we have something called the body. Our soul is who we are. That is our essence. That is us. When a person is anyone, think back to the last time you did something good for someone. Think back to the last time you encouraged someone. To the last time you visited the sick or helped out the elderly. Prayed, read Tehillim, whatever it may be. Think about the last time you did that. You had a good feeling in you. You felt good. You felt like, wow, this is something real. What felt good about you? Physically, you gained nothing. You lost an hour of your time. You might have lost money. Might have been annoying sometimes. Why do you feel good? Physically, you had nothing. And the answer is because that's your soul. That is you. That is our essence. When a person does what's right, that's what gives them true happiness. That's what gives them that feeling of fulfillment. Not to say physical things are bad. On the contrary. On the contrary, physical things are great. Hashem created them for us to enjoy. Hashem created this world for us to enjoy it. But the infinite intelligence that created a world that you could have a little seed grow an apple tree, which will produce thousands of apples throughout every single seed that comes from that tree. That infinite intelligence that no scientist could get even close to producing even one apple seed, not even one. That infinite intelligence did not strand us in this world alone. He gave us the Torah, which guides us, which teaches us how to live, and which teaches us that one of the greatest things, that one of the most important fundamentals of our religion and our lives is feeling grateful and appreciating what we have. The Torah is one of the greatest things that I feel that we don't realize what we have. We don't appreciate what we have. You try it. Ta'amuru, the Pasuk says. You try it. Small, small steps. Small things in the right direction. Nothing big. And you start to feel that. And then you really start to feel grateful. You start to appreciate what you have. You start to appreciate what we're doing here. And that life does have meaning. I want to conclude with a short story. The story happened around a little over 25 years ago. There was a couple that had a very hard time having children. For 2 or 3 years, they had suffered a couple of miscarriages, and it was a very rough going for them. Finally, in the 3rd year of marriage, the wife found out that she was expecting a child. Now, this couple was ecstatic. They couldn't wait. They had everything materially. They had everything they needed. But spiritually, they were lacking in a tremendous way. No Shabbat, kosher was very minimal. Everything was at a real, real low. Almost not there. They finally found out they were expecting this baby. 6 months into the pregnancy, the woman realized that she had a bump on her stomach. They immediately rushed to the doctor. The doctor took one look at it and said, we're going to have to operate. This baby is called a rodef. A rodef means someone who is trying to kill. It's either the mom or the baby. And we have to sacrifice, we have to get the baby out. The parents were devastated. The father went into a corner, totally devastated, hysterical crying. And at that moment, he made a commitment. And he said, if this baby is born, surrounded by his brothers, he said, if this baby is born, I promise that I will give God and I will give the Torah a second chance. I will give it a chance. Something small. I'll start going in the right direction. I'll start looking. I'll start to see what we have. The doctor comes in a half hour later, and sure enough, the lump was gone. He sent them home. 2 months later, the baby was born. A baby boy, healthy, and the parents were ecstatic. And that began their journey. They started with one small thing. And before they knew it, they were the happiest people in the world. They were keeping Shabbat. They were keeping kosher. And they were living, finally living real life. Not just living an illusionary life. That couple was my parents. And I was that child. We never know in our world what could be that point in our lives that we have the opportunity to take advantage and to grow and to use all the multitude of kindnesses that Hashem does for us and to feel grateful for them and to realize and recognize what we have. To realize that if I could walk out of school, if I could walk, that's worth it already. That should be enough to get me home happy. And it's not easy to live like this, and I'm talking to myself as well. It's not always easy. But that's the truth. A blind person would give up $1 billion to be able to see again. No question about it. We are all billionaires. We all have everything. And especially the Torah, which is something that many of us don't even realize what we have and how special it is and how much we have to gain from it. Thank you all for listening.